A casino floor makes more money in a single day than most small businesses make in a year. And it's not because the games are rigged. It's because of one number most gamblers never think about. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how a casino turns a $20 bill into a permanent revenue stream, why almost nobody who tries to own one actually keeps it, and why the house doesn't need luck at all. It just needs volume. Everyone knows the phrase, "the house always wins." Almost nobody can explain why. It's not a conspiracy, and it's not cheating. It's math. Every single game on a casino floor is built around one number, the house edge. And once you understand that number, the entire multi-billion-dollar business model stops looking mysterious and starts looking like the most predictable machine in modern capitalism. Here's the concept in its simplest form. Every casino game is designed so that, over a large number of bets, the casino keeps a small percentage of everything wagered. That percentage is the house edge. Take a slot machine with a 95% return to player rate. That means for every $10,000 that flows through that machine, the casino pays back $9,500 in winnings and keeps $500. That $500 isn't a guess. It's programmed into the machine's math. Table games work the same way, just with smaller edges. Blackjack can be as low as 0.5% if you play perfectly. Roulette sits around 2.7 to 5% depending on the table. Slots run much higher, often 5 to 15%, which is exactly why they take up the majority of most casino floors. A slot machine doesn't need a dealer, doesn't get tired, and has a far bigger built-in advantage than almost any table game. The trick is that a 5% edge sounds tiny. It's the kind of number a single player could easily overcome in one lucky night. But casinos aren't playing one hand. They're running millions of bets a day across thousands of machines and tables. Once you're operating at that scale, the law of large numbers takes over, and 5% becomes as reliable as a paycheck. Here's what most people get wrong about casino economics. Gaming isn't even the majority of the revenue anymore. In a modern integrated resort, gambling might only account for half of total income. The rest comes from hotel rooms, restaurants, retail, nightlife, and entertainment. And this is by design. Every part of a casino's physical layout is engineered to keep you inside the building, moving slowly, and spending money in more than one place. There are no clocks. There's rarely a straight path from the entrance to the exit. You have to walk past machines and tables to get anywhere. Ceilings are kept low near the gaming floor to create intimacy, then soar upward in areas meant to feel luxurious, like hotel lobbies. It's not accidental. It's called engineered immersion, and casino architects study it the way retail chains study store layouts. Then there's the concept of theoretical loss. This is the number that really runs the business. Casinos track roughly how much a given player is statistically expected to lose based on their average bet size, how long they play, and the house edge of their preferred game. A blackjack player betting $100 a hand for 60 hands an hour at a 1% house edge has a theoretical loss of about $60 an hour. That number determines everything else. How many free drinks you get, whether you're comped a hotel room, whether a host calls to invite you back. Casinos typically reinvest 30 to 40% of a player's theoretical loss straight back into perks. It feels like generosity. It's actually a retention algorithm running on paper decades before software could do it. This is where most people's fantasy of owning a casino falls apart. It is an extraordinarily expensive business to enter, and the entry cost alone eliminates almost everyone. A licensing fee to legally operate can range from around $500,000 in a smaller regional market to well over $50 million for a major license on the Las Vegas Strip. That's before a single slot machine is purchased. Then comes construction. A large-scale casino resort can run past $100 million to build, and the biggest properties in the country have cost multiples of that. Even a mid-sized gaming floor filled with slot machines and table games can require tens of millions of dollars in equipment alone. After the doors open, the operating costs don't slow down. A large property can spend $250,000 to $500,000 a month just on electricity. Compliance and regulatory costs for a mid-sized casino can run $500,000 to $2 million a year because gaming is one of the most heavily audited industries that exists. Every table, every payout, every security camera is logged and reviewed. This is the part the fantasy skips. Owning a casino isn't buying a machine that prints money. It's operating a hotel, a restaurant group, a security agency, and a regulated financial institution, all stacked into one building, all at once. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Casinos don't advertise. Most independent operators, especially smaller ones, don't fail because the math doesn't work. They fail because of everything around the math: debt structure, cash flow timing, and regulatory risk. Building or acquiring a casino almost always requires massive leverage. Historically, this made the industry attractive to people willing to take on debt that traditional banks wouldn't touch. When a property is financed with that much debt, it doesn't take a bad year to collapse. It takes a slow month. Interest payments on that scale don't pause for a quiet quarter. Regulation adds another layer of fragility. A single serious compliance violation can freeze or revoke a license, and without that license, a multi-hundred-million-dollar building generates zero legal revenue overnight. There's no slower ramp down. It just stops. And then there's the illusion the industry sells to newcomers, that because the house edge guarantees profit, the business itself is low risk. It isn't. The house edge guarantees profit on the gaming floor over a long enough timeline. It says nothing about whether you can survive the debt payments, staffing costs, and regulatory overhead long enough to see that timeline play out. This is why casino ownership today has consolidated into a small number of massive, publicly traded companies rather than independent operators. Scale solves almost every problem an individual owner faces. A large operator with dozens of properties can absorb one bad location because the others cover it. They can negotiate better financing terms because they have more collateral and a longer track record. They can survive a regulatory fine that would sink a single property owner. And critically, they can build the non-gaming side of the business: hotels, entertainment, retail, well enough that even a slow month on the gaming floor doesn't sink the whole operation. In other words, the house edge isn't really the moat. Scale is. The math behind the games has been public information for decades. Anyone can calculate a house edge. What separates the companies that dominate this industry from the ones that go bankrupt is the ability to survive long enough for that small percentage to compound. So the next time someone tells you the casino business is a guaranteed money printer, remember what's actually true. The games are guaranteed to profit over time. The business that houses those games is not guaranteed anything. The house edge is real. The debt, the regulation, and the overhead are just as real. And they're the reason this industry rewards a handful of giant operators and quietly bankrupts almost everyone else who tries to compete with them.